Hello guys, just wanted to record this quick video describing our ERM platform and how this system is gonna work with the APIs. So just quickly on the right, and I'm sending this diagram to you guys, but I'm quickly explaining it. On the right, we have the description of the description of the entities and the relationship. So in blue is we refer to business entity. In green, we refer to a person entity. Orange is contract. Purple is offering, and then associated colors are the connecting colors. So what I mean by business entity, that could be any kind of business. In our case, it could be a portal. In this case, in this example, we have two portals. It could be an RDS system, which is our big tree, or it could be Food Now or Go Waiter, which is basically what Big Tree has, Big Tree is hosting. And then also it could be a restaurant, which is in our case, in our example, could be 101 Restaurant, Outback, or Pizza Hut, for example. Then in green is in our case is a driver. So for example, Juan Driver is a driver for Go Waiter, where Julia Driver is a driver for Pizza Hut. And then we are creating these relationships between these entities. And so the key here to see is the offering. Offering is basically how we keep track of the deal or the percentage that we broker between these different entities. And I'll step through the video, make it a little bit more sense. But basically, an offering could be like 10% or 25 cents on every transaction, whatever the deal is. Notice that the entity can have an offering associated with it, or an offering could be off of a contract, which is off of a relationship. So let me explain a little bit more detail. So for example, let's just start with Grubhub. Grubhub can have a relationship with Big Tree, and this relationship is captured via this relationship ID 20, and this actually refers back to that ERM diagram that I sent you guys a while ago. But the key here is that relationship just means that there's some kind of talk between these two business entities. Now the contract, which is off of this relationship, contract is a physical entity that's basically states that this has we have established a contract, we signed a contract on this relationship. So basically contract only has a meaning attached to a relationship, and contract has a things like start date, end date, number, or if it's active or not. And notice we can attach an offering for this contract. So for example, for this relationship between Grubhub and Big Tree, we have we made a contract with them that is basically we're charging them 10%, for example. That's this Anthony Deal 1 offering. Now between Big Tree also brokers a contract. So there's a relationship between Big Tree and Food Now, relationship 21, that has a different deal. In this case, it's the same deal, which is 10%, Anthony Deal 1. But it could be a different deal. But again, offering is an entity kind of like on its own, and it could be attached to a Food Now, which Food Now has a deal, Anthony Deal 2, which could be 20% or something like that. And also have these abbreviations like RDS. Now where API comes in is API is the big at the Big Tree level. Now notice also that Grubhub can have a relationship with a restaurant on its own via this relationship ID 50 that they created this contract, which they're like using our ERM system for that. Food Now has a relationship with Pizza Hut. Also, Go Waiter has a relationship with Pizza Hut, different relationship IDs. This can start getting very complicated. In this case, menu items from Pizza Hut can be served via the API from both, via Go Waiter and Big Tree and Food Now. And so what we're gonna do is we're going to have a marketplace where these guys can compete to provide the menu via the Bigtree API for the Grubhub. And then, so basically, that's how we're going to solve the menu duplication problem that we had before. And then, of course, in this case, Grubhub does not need Bigtree to serve Outback because they have a direct relationship to Outback themselves. But, for example, they don't have a driver. So, but GoWaiter has a driver, and GoWaiter also delivers for Outback. So they can actually use our system for that. So how does this actually going to work? This API, Grubhub is going to go on our marketplace, is going to find whatever the best deal. Let's say it's going to make a deal with Food Now, and Food Now, we're going to, at this level, at the API hub level, we're going to import all the clients into one place. We're going to provide that menu, provide the restaurant information, provide the menu item to the Grubhub via the API. When Grubhub makes an order via the API, that's where the system is going to, the business rules or business workflow for this commission tracking is going to be captured by this ERM system. And so when the order flows in, the API can trace these relationships, so it knows that, let's say, the order is coming for 101, and then basically it's going to know that it's coming from Grubhub to 101 restaurant. It can now trace these relationships, apply these offerings at every step, compound them, calculate the percentages, store that, and off you go. And so at the end of the day, if Grubhub has made $10,000 worth of orders through the API, we can actually calculate how much they owe us and debit them for that. So that